Oh, oh my God, I'm so excited. Happy New Year. There are so many amazing things that um, happened last year. This year has already gotten off with an amazing bang, and I'm here to share with you my takeaways from 2025 that I'm going to take into this year because they are so important, and you got to stick around for the very last one because honey, it's going to be fire right after this. All right, we working on it. Okay, so my new recording won't play for some reason. I'm not sure. Let me try one more time for y'all. All right. Well, guess what? We're going to keep it rolling and figure out. Y'all know we be live. So technology be technology. All right. So I'm excited to jump into these because as I was prepping for this show, I was really sitting trying to figure out what are just really the biggest lessons that I learned. And I think this is an exercise that we all should learn how to do for ourselves because I think, so many things are lost. Right. So many things are lost throughout the year. And as a matter of fact, it'd probably be good to take notes throughout the whole year on the lessons that you learned because things just get lost. I know for me, I'm getting older, so I don't remember all the things like I used to. So I literally have to write stuff down. And so some of these things I had already written down, some of them I thought about more recently. But let's get into it. So, number one, I think I learned this one throughout the entire year. And that is there is no replacement for being authentic. Mm. There is no replacement for being authentic. And what I mean by this, 2025 reminded me that no strategy, no title, no achievement could replace my authenticity. Because to me, have a very distinct personality. I like certain things. I don't like certain things. And I choose to show up who I am and all of my excitedness, all of my zest. And you can like it or you can love it. Right. But I also know that everybody is not for me. But here's the thing. The moments that I felt most aligned and the connections that mattered the most came up when I was fully honest and fully being myself. Like there was nothing that was out of place in my life when I was just showing up as Dr. Kiki Ramsey. Especially when I showed up not polished, right? Not perfect because that don't exist. And then I just realized that authenticity isn't a brand. It's just really a way of living, right? And what's interesting is that this quarter at Life University, y'all know I'm an assistant professor and I teach in the Masters of Positive Psychology coaching program. And I'm doing one of my favorite classes. I'm teaching one of my favorite classes. It's called Business Ethics and Cultural Issues. And this is all about, business, us being ethical, us understanding how coaching shows up culturally, but I'm really teaching my students how to build a business. And one of the things that I've been telling them is that It doesn't matter. There's no substitute for your authenticity. I remember when I first started my career, and I wanted to be like so many people in the industry. There were so many amazing speakers in the industry, and I would look at them and I would say, I want to be like them. I want to be like her. I want to be like him. I want to speak like him. I want to, make sure that my mannerisms are appropriate and like that and everything like that. And I started off trying to do that. And I just realized that I was, never going to be like somebody else. And thank God, right? Thank God. The world doesn't need another Les Brown, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, all of these beautiful, amazing people and speakers. They need me. They need you. And your authenticity is the thing that makes you who you are. And I'm always I continue to be reminded of that when I'm growing my circle, when I'm growing my community. I'm continuously reminded that, Key, all you got to do is be yourself. That's it. That's all that's required of you. And so I'm hoping that this gives you I don't know, permission or excitement to go out there and be yourself. And if you've been living behind a mask for a long time, hopefully this is your sign to take that mask off and move forward and be completely you. Because I'm trying to tell you that the world is going to like who you are way better than they like the version of you that's not authentic. Okay. All right. So number 2. Oh my God, this one, was one that I know, but I experienced it so much last year that I had to put it on the list. And that is exploring the world deepens connections to self and others. Exploring the world deepens connections to self and other people. So last year I traveled quite a bit. I travel all the time anyway, but I traveled. The one trip that really got me to thinking like this is the trip that I took to Senegal. That trip was sponsored by Tostan, which is such an amazing organization. If y'all don't know what Tostan does, please check them out. They do some amazing work in the world and communities, and they're headquartered in Senegal. And I was able to go on a trip that was sponsored by Tostan and just see all the amazing work that they're doing, visit their communities. I remember visiting one of the communities, and the women and the children were just so beautiful and elegant and gracious and humble. And they were doing amazing things. They had written out goals for their community, and they were working in harmony with each other. And I'm like, it got me to thinking, I'm like, these people in this community is thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from the United States. And they seem to be working better in their own little community than we do as a whole country or a whole continent. Okay, that's a whole nother podcast. But the connection that I felt when I was in Senegal was undeniably something that felt like home. Now, Senegal is not the first African country that I've been to. I love Kenya. Kenya at one point became my second home. I was going every single year. I love Ghana. And every time that I step foot on the continent, I am reminded that I come from an ancestry that is so beautiful, that is so strong, that is so powerful, that is so elegant, that it can't be broken. That it can't be broken. And I felt so at peace and at home, and I was able to be my full self while on this trip with the amazing women who are also on the trip. I mean, it was nothing short of just pretty phenomenal. So I realized that not everybody has the opportunity to travel, or not everybody has traveled a lot in their lives. But I'm hoping that this is a motivation for you to go out and see the world. If you've only been to the United States, oh Lord, you have not even hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the experiences that are await you if you go outside these walls of this country. And so, I mean, for me, traveling to new environments and stepping outside of my, daily routine gave me the memories that I wanted. And it gave me different perspectives on how I ultimately truly wanted to live life. I mean, exploring the world, it helped me reconnect to myself. And that was like a big thing because I don't know about you, but I feel a lot like here in the United States, we thrive off of the hustle culture. In order to get better at our job or to make money, more money, or whatnot, we have to work harder and harder and harder. And we don't get to take a lot of vacations, or we don't even take the time that we have in terms of vacations because we're working so hard and other people depend on us. I, I'm sorry. Unless you are a robot, you need time to reflect and time to be with yourself. And that's what I took this year. Exploring that helped me connect to, you know, to be more empathetic, right? To be more curious and to be more open. And what I learned was growth doesn't happen only in quiet reflections. Sometimes it happens when you change your scenery. So some of y'all need to change your scenery. And so let 2026 be the place, be the time that you change your scenery. I even took my kids last year to Mexico, and they absolutely loved it. We did things together, we spent time with each other. And what I'm trying to do is give them this different view of the world, because it ain't just here. When you actually go outside of the lines, you actually get a different view of what the world truly does look like. And it is beautiful. And when I was in Senegal, I had the opportunity to just see such beauty that I'm like, I can't even believe that most people don't get to live like this. And they get to live like that every single day, which is phenomenal. So I really hope that in 26 you take the opportunity to get outside of the walls of the United States. If you listen to me from another country, get outside of the walls from your country and see something different and new. Invite new experiences into your life, because you never know what God has in store for you. So, okay. All right. The next one is I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings with this one, but I had to, somewhat hurt my own feelings with this one, because it is so very true. And when you understand this, and when I understood this, I was able to get out of my own way. And that is, busyness is not a sign of success. Come, come on, Dr. Kiki. Busyness is not a sign of success. And, here's the thing, so many of us are busy. Like, we just busy. And I know it. And I know that we got a lot of things to do, and a lot of people to see, and a lot of places to go, and all these things. And I had all that. I had a lot of things to do, places to see, people to go, places to go. And it was busy. It was a lot. And I, at one point, was like, oh, I'm so busy. I feel like I'm successful because let me just say this. There was one point in my life where my business wasn't doing what I wanted it to do or needed it to do. And I wanted to be busy. I just didn't know how to grow business. This was like in the beginning of my business. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 20 years now. So I used to want things to do. And I'm like, I wonder what really successful people do. Um, and it wasn't, sitting around twiddling their thumbs. But here's the thing, a lot of us are busy doing things that don't move the needle forward. Being busy doesn't mean that you're building something meaningful. It often means that you're doing too much, boo. Okay? You're just doing way too much. And it's so funny. I've had a couple conversations with a couple people who said that they're going to slow down this year and they're not going to do the most. And maybe that's you. You want to stop doing the most. You want to do stuff that's intentional. And that's what I had to learn last year. Last year taught me that success isn't measured by how packed our calendar is, but how intentional our time feels, right? How peaceful, how present, and how purposeful you are. Those are better indicators of success than exhaustion. Because a lot of times what the business does to us, it makes us exhausted. And here's the thing too, for all you entrepreneurs, just because you're busy, don't mean your company is being successful if you are not doing the things that move the needle forward in your company. Like for instance, I can be doing all these things in my company, but if I'm not having business development conversations, then guess what? The company not growing. So I done the newsletter. I done cleaned out my email. I done did a photo shoot. I done did all these things. None of that really matters if I ain't having conversations with XYZ company or this potential client about business. I'm busy though, honey. I'm busy. I'm important. So business is not a sign of success. And so what you want to do this year is you want to just slow down and be way more intentional. It's time for us to use what we know and not spend all of our energy on just doing things, but do things that matter the most to us. Okay. Awesome. So this next one is it is the difference between success and failure. And I don't think that is talked about enough, or it might be talked about, but I don't think most people take it as seriously as it needs to be taken. And that is, you are what you think. I, I mean, I'm just telling you the lessons that I learned. You are what you think. For me, my thoughts, shape my energy. They shape my confidence. They shape my outcomes more than anything else. Like more than anything else in 2025, 2024, 2023. So like your thoughts shape everything that happens in your life. And so I know that I talk a lot about just being able to live an abundant life and feeling worthy of abundance, whatever that means to you. Abundance in your relationships, in your finances, in your job. um, I talk a lot about that because I wholeheartedly believe in abundance, and I believe that we all deserve to be and live an abundant life. But if you don't think that you deserve to live an abundant life, then guess what? You don't, and you won't. It's just as simple as that. And I know that can be a hard process for some people, but it goes back to personal responsibility and accountability. Like there's so many things that could have happened to you last year. I get it. I do, because so many things happened to me as well. Some of them I shared, some of them I kept close to my heart because that's where it needed to be. But at the end of the day, how I thought about my life and the experiences of my life was the biggest reflection of whether I succeeded in that area or whether I failed. And trust me, I had failures, honey, because sometimes it is hard to get yourself out of the gutter. It's hard to get your mind out of the gutter. But if you decide that you truly want a better life, you have to first think that you deserve a better life, a better job, a better relationship, a better career. All these things, you have to think that first. And that was really important for me to learn because as I grow my company, P Caddy, I need to think that it's going to be successful before it's ever going to be successful. I need to think that we can get a coach training program certified by the International Coaching Federation before it gets certified. By the way, we did get our coach training program, Positively Diverse Leadership, certified by the International Coaching Federation. Yay! I'm so excited. And so what that means is that we provide coach training to you if you want to become a coach. If you want to become a leadership coach, a life coach, a diversity coach, a workplace coach, we certify you to do that using positive psychology and diversity, equity, and inclusion. So just go to pcaddy.com to find out more information on that program. But I first had to really think that, and I say this with the most love possible, little old me, my company, could get their program certified by the International Coaching Program, that we could do so good on a program that they would say, oh my God, this is an amazing program. We're going to put our stamp on it. And you can now teach other people in the world how to become coaches. My heart is so full. But I have to first think that we were capable and worthy of doing that. And so here's the thing. If you don't think that you're worthy of making $100,000 a year, you won't. If you don't think that you're worthy of making $1 million a year, you won't. If you don't think that you're worthy of becoming vice president of your organization, you won't. You have to think it. And the way you start thinking it is that you have to really start training your mind to think as if things are already done and to know that you deserve it. So you have to really start working on your self-worth. You have to start working on your mindset because it is so very important. And so that's my prayer for you, is that this year you think that you can. You know that you can, because I truly feel that you can. And that's one of the things that I had to learn last year. And I did. And we got through our certification, and so many more amazing things happened. Okay. All right. I got two more. So this next one, this next one and the last one is probably two of the biggest ones that I truly learned last year, and that I start putting into play, into practice, because my health depended on it. My health depended on it. So this next one is rest is a strategy, not a reward. All right, now rest, REST, is a strategy and not a reward. I told y'all, last year we did a lot. We was real busy doing all the things, doing the most. And I realized that I just didn't feel my best. I didn't feel awesome. I started listening to my body, and a couple things needed to happen. One, just eating better on a consistent basis, right? Two, I needed to take my butt to sleep. I talk to y'all all the time about the 5 a.m. club. I'm a part of the 5 a.m. I get up at 5 a.m. But sometimes I was going to bed at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, getting up at 5 a.m. That don't give me enough time. It don't give my body enough time to recuperate. And so I went on a mission to really figure out the amount of hours that I needed to rest. And let me tell you, when I started getting rest, I started feeling more energized when I woke up in the morning. I was ready to go. I got a new aura ring for Christmas. My honey bought me this for Christmas, and I had one before, but I wanted gold, and I love it because the aura ring. And this is not sponsored, but if Aura want to send me a check, then they can. It helps you track your sleep and your activity, and it tells you your readiness score and your sleep score. And I continue to track it every day now. And I pit my score against the way my body feels. And so I've been getting way more in tune with my body over this past year, and it's been a game changer. And the reason why I say sleep is a strategy is if I put you up against somebody who ain't got no sleep and you've had great sleep, you gonna win. I'm gonna win. And I realized that I was winning, especially when I had enough sleep. And so you need to be on a mission. I used to have a difficult time cutting the TV off at night because, House Hunters come on at 10:30, child, and I be wanting to watch it. But I do know that I can get it on demand, and so I just need to watch it on the weekends. And I need to take myself to sleep at night. And so now what I'm doing is I'm getting in the bed at 8 o'clock most nights. There's some nights that, most nights I get in the bed at 8 o'clock, and my goal is to be relaxing and winding down and getting myself ready to go to sleep between 9 and 10. If I do that, I get pretty good sleep. And then on the weekends, I allow myself to sleep in when possible so that I get a little bit more sleep. And I'm just going to keep doing this and doing this over and over again and finding the right sleep patterns for myself so that I can be well rested. And I'm telling you, if you do it yourself, you are going to thank me for it because it is a game changer when you can wake up energized. It's a game changer. And I wake up early so that I can get some work done. And so it's a beautiful thing to wake up early to get work done and you're not tired. Right? So get yourself, a watch, a ring, or something to help you track your sleep, because I think that was one important part. Yeah, you can go off the way you feel, right? Because I still use the way I feel to also help inform me. But you get you something, some kind of device to help you. It'll just enhance the way you look at rest. Awesome. Okay, last one. And I think that everyone listening to this call, y'all need to do this. You absolutely need to do this. And so it is, success looks different when you honor your values. I learned that success looks different when you honor your values. This is probably one of my most powerful takeaways of 2025 because we're always trying to figure out what success looks like. I mean, I know most of us are always thinking about success and how it plays out in our lives. And I think that you have to figure out what it looks for yourself. But if you pit success against your values, oh my gosh, it's going to look amazing. For example, in my class last night, we're talking about cultural issues and everything like that. And I asked my class, what was their top 3 values? and they went around the room and they shared, and they were beautiful values. I mean, they were amazing. My top three values are God, family, and work. I, I know for a fact that I wouldn't be where I'm at today without God. Like, he's been my guiding force. I have what I have because of him. And I'm blessed in my life to have a father that loves me unconditionally, no matter what I do. And I'm grateful for that. And so God is one, family. I, I mean, I can't say enough about my children, my husband, my sister, my friends who are family to me. Like, without them, I mean, life is not, without God and the family, it's like, what is life? Like, what is life? And then last one for me is work. I absolutely adore what I do. I love coming to you on the Dr. Kiki Ramsey show, sharing, my thoughts. I love bringing guests to with you to share thoughts in order to help you succeed. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love speaking. I love writing books, all in the name of helping you become the person that you were meant to be, helping you walk in your God given purpose. And so those things are super important to me. I wouldn't be who I am without any one of those values in my life. And so I asked my class that, and then I asked them to if what could allow them or what would persuade them to walk away from their values. And they were like, nothing will persuade me to walk away from their values. And I said, I'm glad that you say that, but if you look at our society, so many people are walking away from their values in the name of politics, in the name of work, in the name of all these different things. And it's very heartbreaking. And, there's going to come a day when people have to account for walking away from their values. Woo! I said a word. I don't know if you caught it, but I said it. And so I think that when you predicate success on your values, then things look different. Success doesn't have to look like hustle and exhaustion and constant growth. You gonna grow, but you ain't gotta burn yourself out in the name of success. So for me, success includes peace, joy, flexibility, impact, and even presence. I want to be present for the things that truly matter. And if I'm too busy, if I'm hustling, if I'm doing all these things, I can't be present, because the truth is I'm building a life and a legacy that feels good and does good. And I know you want to do the same. So think about your values and build what success looks like for you around your values, right? Okay, there you have it. My top 6 takeaways of 2025 that I'm carrying in to 2026. And I will build a list of ones that I'm learning along the way in 2026. This episode from last year was actually our highest rated episode of the whole season of the Dr. Kiki Ramsey show. And so I'm hoping that showed me that you all are listening, you all are sharing these episodes, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart that you were able to do that. And so if this episode really did resonate with you, please share it with somebody who you care about. And I started this new thing this year. It's called the Dr. Kiki's monthly coaching call. This is a call where I'm really going deep with anyone who registers on the topic of the month. And so I believe coming up in February, we're going to be talking about money mindset. And let me just say, this episode will change, not episode, excuse me. That coaching call will change the way you think about money, which is what you need to do in order to attract money. So join me for that. Just go to drkiki.com and click on monthly coaching call, and you'll see all the details for that call. And I hope to have you. I'm really coaching y'all. It's me. It's a live coaching call. Y'all know I coach every day on a daily basis. And so I wanted to do something for a broader set of you all, because a lot of you have, talked about being able to coach with me, and this is your opportunity. So I am super happy that we get to do that. So go over there and check it out. And I'm just so excited about what this year holds for you. I pray that you are able to walk in abundance and get everything that God has in store for you. And remember that you have the opportunity to always go out there and create your own happiness. And so go out there and be good and do good. Yay. Peace out, y'all.